All right, Home Squad Sports. Hope everyone's having a solid week. We got a lot to go over. Elite 11. We are back from our first camping trip. It's just getting started. We have some videos from that. Our top performers, as always. Some more high school highlights as well, and some combine stuff. Dalton, how you doing before we get into everything, man?
I'm good. It was good to see some football again this week.
Finally.
No pads, no hitting, but at least you got to see some ball spinning, good catches, and some people running around at the combine too. So it was at least some entertainment.
Exactly. We'll take any football we can get. We've seen a lot of guys show out, man. I mean, guys from all across the Midwest. We were in Indianapolis, obviously, and it was a heck of a time. So can't wait to get into that. We're going to start off, with this off-season coverage. Like I said, going camps to camps and really trying to find the best talent. We've seen guys from the Bluegrass States, Kentucky boys, really showing out.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Seen one invite go out for the Elite 11, and we'll get into that. So we'll go ahead and play this quick video and get right into it. All right. We got plenty of videos dropping. Just wanted to get a little quick intro there. We're going to be using all of our camp footage for all of our intros. But Dalton, what was the biggest surprise you saw just out of the quarterbacks? Anybody in my opinion, we had some guys that were pretty much not even on our top 100 list, guys who didn't even have a 247 account, profile or anything, and they're out here slinging with the best of them. What was your overall thoughts that we saw at Indy?
I mean, just how much talent there was on the field, man. There's like six regionals, right? Total.
Yeah, around there.
And this is only one of them, and there's a lot of good players here. So just a lot of good quarterbacks coming out in these next two classes, man. A lot of standouts, and even the guys that aren't getting the stars yet, I think they'll come.
Yeah,
they have the talent for sure, man. A lot of just overlooked right now. Maybe haven't started yet. A lot of them haven't even started. 28 class, some of them.
Yeah, right.
So it's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah, exactly. Guys that you really don't know yet, or some people that do know, like the number 2 quarterback in the nation, Isarael Abrams. A lot of everybody really knows him. That's follows recruiting. So yeah, the guys who we haven't known. So we'll get into that. But first, we want to get into some. Unfortunately, we've had some bad news the past 2 episodes. Unfortunately, we had a guy that was balling out in our hometown, Rondell Moore, unfortunately passed. But Colorado quarterback Dominiq Ponder unfortunately passed over the weekend. Was in a car accident there. And Ed Reed, seen a video of Ed Reed, seemed to really love the kid and seemed like he was a heck of a guy. In Colorado, they've had coaches leaving. And, last season they had ended with, Coach Dion and cancer. And now this offseason they're having to deal with, a teammate loss, a brother of theirs losing. So hearts go out to see you and all Buff Nation. And it sucks to see. It's never fun. It feels like, off season. I feel like as soon as the last whistle goes, it's usually just like a lot of bad news, whether it be off season, whether it be personal stuff, just deaths, arrests, just anything. Just people retiring, people just getting cut. Just feels like the off season. Yeah, it's a lot of grind, a lot of good stuff, but man, it's the headlines are coming. It sucks. So shouts out to the Ponder family and to CU family for their loss, and definitely thoughts and prayers go out to them.
Absolutely.
So we didn't have a lot of news, unfortunately, this week, but seen Drake got a new head coach, so shout out to them. We did see Chicago State. Now everyone's seen that Chicago State's now all of a sudden is going to be an FCS program, and they are hitting the ground running. FCS, like I said, I love the FCS football, the brand. I think the product has gotten better and better, especially the transfer portal and all that guys going down. We had over 100 quarterbacks go from FBS to FCS last year. We'll see how much we'll have this year. But, Dalton, the reason we bring him up is because they're hitting the ground running. They got an LSU transfer in Tre People, their quarterback. So shout out to Chicago State. They might be a force to be reckoned with in the FCS ranks. Hey, I know just because you come from a big program, it doesn't matter. You got to still prove it. And hey, it looks like they may have their guy, and it's a good start at least.
I want to see what their stadiums. I want to see what's up their stadium.
Yeah, I wonder what
their stadium.
Yeah, I don't know where
they're
playing.
In the city or what? Yeah, I gotta see. I gotta figure that guy out. I gotta figure that out.
You know what? I think they did actually establish that not too long ago. It was like last week. They said it was a drive. I don't know how far it was. Maybe I'm thinking of Chicago.
That's the one I seen. It was 40 minutes.
Actually, I think you're. I think so. Yeah. So Chicago State FCS,
like
and they Chicago needs a football program like college. They need it. I know they have Northwestern, but Northwestern's just like, they're more of a, academic school. They, the Big Ten, I think they just need like a more of a mixture. They just need like a lower level team to kind of feeder school, or just, I think it's going to be good for Chicago overall. I love to go to Chicago, and it's another reason to go to Chicago, maybe catch a game,
Yeah, for sure.
So shout out.
Always down to see a new program.
Yeah, exactly.
They look like Marshall though.
Huh?
They look like Marshall.
Yeah.
The green jerseys and the white.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We have a lot of programs. I'd say in the past, we had UTRGV this year.
Keep adding.
Now we have Chicago State, and then now we have 2 D1, Sac State and North Dakota State this year. So a lot of new talent just hitting the TV airwaves there. If you're tired of watching the same teams, you'll have a bunch of new teams to watch, and I can't wait. Chicago State, we'll see what they do.
Who's the next team to move up to the FBS? What's your prediction? You got one? On the spot, I know. But.
I mean, back then when we were playing, I really thought Grand Valley State would be there by then, but I think North Dakota State kind of overtook them and just really been running FCS. I mean, we talk about Chicago having a team. Illinois State could help, with the state, I guess, of Illinois. Yeah, since Sac State moved up, it's a weird one. Yeah, let me think. Tarleton State's a good one.
Yeah, Texas.
The Texas schools are always, like you said, UTRGV last year. So they're always good bet, to always expand.
I was thinking Villanova. Man.
West Florida could.
Yeah,
because West Florida is building. I think they're building a new stadium. And they're expanding the one they have, and I think I would go West Florida as being maybe the next FCS school that's going to pop up just in FBS, as they should. I think the more the merrier at this point. Because I like seeing guys go down to FCS, but I mean, if we can watch them all and they can all be eligible for a playoff at somehow, some way, I'm all for it. So I can't wait. But Dalton, I can't wait to get into some more of the news. Like we said, we're going to get into our top performers here in just a second of all of our guys. And we have guys who we're familiar with. We could not wait to see in person, guys like Emmett Queen. And we'll get into that in just a second. But first, like we do every Friday, I know it was Elite 11 was Saturday, but Friday we do Friday 5 prospects every single week. We had 5 new ones. We had quarterback Cash Carter, O-lineman Zane Johnson, then 2 edges here, Jackson Perry, who also plays tight end, and then Jalen Darty at edge, and then a wide receiver who's a hell of a talent, Amari Eliano from Toledo, Ohio. So shout out to all of these guys who made our list, and we have another fresh 5 this Friday, and I can't wait. We have another guy. We have a receiver we met at Elite 11 who we're going to be putting on our front.
Made a really good catch, man. I mean, this gets air,
Yeah, but he's a dog. You can tell.
He jumped really high to catch it.
And we weren't there at the opening the next day, but I'm sure he was out there making plays. And he's, a receiver of a guy we'll talk about in just a second. So shout out, can't wait to expose some more guys. And these guys, we kind of get into some more low-key guys. We're going to do a kind of a hidden gem series as well. Our next 5 after this week is going to be guys who have 0 offers. Okay. So every single guy, all 5, 0 offers. And now Zane Johnson here on this list only has Idaho State. And then Jackson Perry, the edge, does not have an offer yet. So shout out. And then all these guys, be on the lookout. New 5 every single Friday. And I can't wait to get into it. But Dalton, like we said, we were in Indianapolis. The combine, whole NFL was there, but hey, we were there scouting some of the best high school talent in the nation, best quarterbacks around. I would say out of our top 100 list that we're working on, we came into with 151 on the list. We had to expand it after and add a couple guys. Like you said, we found some, and it's now about like 154. And man, it's going to be really hard to cut them down. But I really am confident when you get that eye test, it really kind of shows where where they should be put. So we, like I said, did have one invite go out, which we'll get into in just a second, but can't wait to get into it. But Dalton, any predictions, like our boy Zane Johnson from Louisville, our hometown, He's a guy that's really been progressing and shown he wants to come out every single year and show that he's a guy, that he's working on his game, whether it be on the board and that it translates to, having that quick reaction time and being able to process, or just from physicality standpoint, you can tell he's been working out, been, just, maturing as a young man and just as a quarterback. I think he's a guy, man. We'll bring up all these guys in just a second, but I just want to bring up Zane. I think he's a guy who's definitely got an FBS, future ahead of him, and could definitely be a sleeper down the road.
You know what I like about these young guys?
What?
Oh, they're all bigger quarterbacks, man.
Yeah.
They're all over 6. They're all at least 6'1".
Yeah,
6'1's the shortest guy that made our that top performer.
That's a good point.
We did it on purpose, though. It ain't like we were being biased. It just that those are the best guys.
Yeah.
And I like that because I like a tall quarterback, and especially nowadays. I talk about all the time. Pass to get batted at the line more every year.
Yeah.
So I think a tall quarterback's a big time, and all these guys got great size already.
It's true.
And they just got a frame to add on weight and muscle. So all these guys can develop. All these guys.
I agree. So many guys that are just showing out that they really belong, even if they're not in the conversation. They belong. They should, in the conversation. And if they already are in the top 100 conversation, they're really showing, hey, I deserve to be higher than you got me, and I really deserve to be here. And I doesn't really matter what star they have right now or how many offers. It just matters what we see on the tape and what we're seeing in person. And if you're not in person, we can only go off your tape. So I can't wait to see some more guys, which we'll get into. And let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and do our top performers here, our top 10. I'll go ahead and shout out our honorable mention too, because he's a heck of a talent. But let's get into it, Dalton. Without further ado, our top 10, if you haven't seen it yet, our top performers from Elite 11 Indianapolis. And all these guys, it was really hard. We were down to about 14, and just really, like I said, Dalton, splitting hairs brought it up in this really good way to put it. You're splitting hairs at that point. But let's go ahead and do it. Isarael Abrams, Dre'Mail Carothers, Wyatt Erickson, Landen Holley, Zane Johnson, Will Mencl, Jake Nawrot, who's an absolute dog, Emmett Queen, dog, Jackie Ryder, who is unknown, one of the guys who does not have a 247 account, profile, whatever. And we did not really know him. We watched his tape as soon as we got the roster a couple days, and he backed up the tape. And then last but not least, Braylen Warren, the Missouri commit, who we'll talk about in a second as well. But let's start at the top. Isarael Abrams from Illinois, number 2 quarterback in the country. Heck of a talent. Dalton, what are your thoughts on him, and kind of roll over to Dre'Mail Carothers as well?
I think he's really athletic.
Yeah.
Especially with this crop of guys. Not saying that the rest of these guys aren't athletic, but I think in comparison, I think his athleticism really sticks out.
For sure.
We saw him last year. We got the luxury of seeing him 2 years in a row, and he really filled out his frame.
Yeah.
He was really small, skinny last year, and he put on a lot of muscle, and he was really – that came out good. I think it's hard to perform when you're the number 2 quarterback in the country at an event like this,
It
All
is.
eyes are on you. Like, if you mess up, everybody's going to see it. So, this is like – you're not used to playing under pressure yet. So this is really your first big pressure events, and I think he handled it pretty well, man.
I agree.
I mean, he has a lot of offers, man. Like we said, he's a 4-star number 2 quarterback in the country, though. So he backed it up, I think. He performed pretty well.
He did. A lot of guys I hear with, like you said, a lot of offers, and guys are going to pick up a lot of offers in the next 2 months. We've seen it in the past couple of years. Now being our third go around with Elite 11s, guys like Jason Wright, who, we came across him. He didn't have an FBS offer. He was picking up, FCS, love FCS football, but he showed out at Elite 11. We posted him, and 2 months later, picked it up 2 FBS offers, and he's committed at Buffalo and, maybe projected starter this year.
It's all the field as a freshman.
Exactly.
It's the packages, so.
Yes.
Good for him, and hopefully he starts this year.
Hopefully he starts. Shout out to Jason, heck of a guy, and we'll talk about the next guy here, Dre'Mail Carothers, a Kentucky guy, a guy who's Owensboro, from Owensboro's about 2 hours away from us, around there.
Is it that far? I didn't even know.
I think so. Yeah. So
pretty far, but I thought it was closer. But
yeah, it might be a little closer, but nonetheless, Dre'Mail Carothers. Yeah, this guy is a problem. Just really refined is what I want. Just really well oiled. You can tell he's got a lot of reps in. Heck of a player. One of the guys I walked away with, just really not really surprised that it's just so high on the list, and he's going to be shooting up our top 100. So I can't wait to see him. We're probably going to have to go cover a game in person since he's not that far. But Dre'Mail Carothers, he's got some FBS offers, but I know they're going to keep on rolling in, and really just showed he can do a jack of all trades. It's hard for a lot of these guys who are dual threats to show out, because they're not running the ball. It's against air. But you really have to take that with a grain of salt. But every single one of these guys got it done with their arm, obviously, and Dre'Mail Carothers is one of them. Let's move on to Wyatt Erickson, who's another guy who's got just a rocket on him, just got the zip. Every single one of these guys, that's my biggest trait I look for in a quarterback is that zip.
How's it come out of the hand?
Yeah, whether it's from high school to college or if it's college to NFL, it's got to really, just zip. And if we're looking at high school film, if when you throw it, if the ball doesn't get a little blurry, because we don't have the best cameras in high school, then, it really shows. But all these guys got really good zip. Wyatt Erickson really showed that, and heck of a guy. Landen Holley, another Kentucky guy. So that's the guy. That's the Glasgow.
I like Landen Holley.
Yes, me too. It's the Glasgow kid. He's really highly touted as well.
I mean, yeah, he's got 10 FBS offers already.
Yeah, he's highly touted.
I mean, Georgia Tech, Purdue.
Yeah, so we're not letting the big cat out of the bag here. But it's just really surprising because, like we said, I think out of all these guys, we have a number of guys from Kentucky. And I know if anybody familiar with the program, they know we're from Louisville, but we don't show any favoritism. I know we should maybe not feel as surprised because we're in Indiana and Kentucky's right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, all the Kentucky guys showed out, even the ones we had to leave out in the list.
Yeah, that don't mean they didn't play good.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'll give you our honorable mention now. His name's LJ Funk.
LJ.
And he's one of them, our honorable mentions. And, man, it's just because you're not on our top 10, doesn't mean anything. I think going into this, we had 6 or 8, I think 8 or 9 in our top 100 already, or maybe to 11.
11 or something.
Yeah, I think it was 11. So now we've had to expand it, and we only post 10. So just because you're not in the top 10 doesn't mean you're not in the top 100 in the country. And we didn't rate these 1 through 10 because we kind of given away the top 100 rankings in a sense. So, and they're going to change as well. So that'd be awesome. But yeah, Wyatt Erickson, Landen Holley, 2 guys you'll definitely want to get familiar with. But our next guy, like we said, we've mentioned earlier in the program, Zane Johnson. We've seen this kid at camps. We've seen him on recruiting trips when we're scouting college players. He was on the recruiting trip at Miami of Ohio when we were up there in the press box, and just a great kid from Trinity High School, the best high school, in Louisville, probably the whole state, just overall for long time. Number of guys. Will Stein, went there. Jeff Brom went there. Rondell Moore went there. I mean, the list goes on and on. Dalen Dawkins, James Quick, guys who we had to go against. I mean, list goes on and on. Zane Johnson, though. Look at the list of Trinity quarterbacks since 2000s.
Yeah.
I mean, you take since Brian Brom. How many great quarterbacks has Trinity had? It's only a couple, right?
Yeah.
And Zane Johnson's going to put himself right in the conversation as this century, 21st century quarterbacks at Trinity Shamrocks. And then this guy is just, if you're a fan of a G5 team or a P4 team, you're going to hope your team recruits him. And if you're a coach, if you're not hitting up Zane Johnson, man, you need to be hitting him up because teams are starting to, because we got to talk to his family. And I'm telling you, teams are starting to bite. Teams are starting to, hit him up. And this time of the year, when they get out in front of the camera and get that exposure, this is when the teams get to really show, all right, this guy's the real deal. He really backs it up. And there's nothing like the eye test. We went to the Senior Bowl. We saw guys like Caleb Banks showing out now. It's no surprise, right? We saw the eye test. He passed it. So it was pretty awesome. So that's the first half right there. So yeah, all these guys here showing out, man. A through Z here obviously didn't go 1 through 10. All of them showed promise. I mean, you're a Florida fan. Florida could use maybe 1 or 2 of these guys here, with the quarterback. I know you're looking at Trammell. I know you're looking at Philo.
The next guy on the list is the one I'd take.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to talk about it's either Mencl or Mencl. Let's go with Mencl.
Never seen this last name.
Yeah, me either. It's very unique. And his game's unique as well because I've seen Rivals has him number 1 in the nation.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I think he was 15th in the nation on 247, but
Rivals
is still good.
Rivals has him number 1 in the nation.
He was at the Navy All-American Bowl.
He was. And that's why I love the Navy All-American. They started playing juniors.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though. Yeah, what do you think about him?
I mean, I didn't know, I didn't know much about him actually coming in.
Right.
But I wish I did because, man, he showed all the tools.
He did.
Quarterback needs. He has accuracy and it comes out quick, man. He has all the zip. Seems like a smart kid, too. I think he's got it all. And yeah, I know he can play wherever he wants probably when it's all said and done.
I agree.
He's going to have to pick the litter, so.
I will.
Really good
I agree.
player.
He is. Yeah, he's really good, man. And he's got it all. He's really finding really yeah, like you said, he was on the list already going in, and
6'3", 200.
You come out, you're like, this guy's going to be so high, and then Rivals has him number 1. Then the next guy, who is some people's MVP,
Yeah.
Jake Nawrot. He's a guy, we got to talk to him for a while after the camp. Really humble kid. He's a guy, he said, some coaches saw the confidence I didn't see in myself. And that was really, because you see some guys, they think they're way better than they are. Then you have this kid, Jake, he doesn't think he's nearly as good as he really is, it seems like, because he's really freaking good. And he's got a really bright future. He's already picking up some solid offers. And, man, he's got a bright future. P4 starter, possibly.
Yeah,
Jake.
He's not a 4-star. So.
Yeah, so I'm saying P4 starter, possibly Jake Nawrot, and be on the lookout for him. And we hoping to get him on the show. Really nice kid, and his receiver, we got to meet him as well. He's a talent. So if you're not familiar with these guys, you're going to get familiar. I mean, you can say the same thing for every single one. It's like if he's wherever he's rated, it should be higher. If it's high now, if he's not rated. And this guy is another Kentucky guy who we really wanted to see up close. We wanted to see if he passed the eye test. Was Emmett Queen. Big body.
Yeah.
I mean, big body. We have highlights of all these guys we'll start putting out. But Emmett Queen had some just great throws, big body. You could tell he's really raw still. Pretty good on the run. Once he winds it up and cocks it, he can really throw it. But what did you think of Emmett Queen really showing what he can do with the best of them, Dalton?
Deep ball.
Yeah.
Really good. What you expect at this size, but, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be accurate.
Yeah.
It means you throw it far.
Right.
I've seen him throw it far and accurate. So deep ball really stood out yesterday. Saturday. My deep ball stood out big time. And his accuracy did too. Remember 59. He has 14 offers already. So
right.
59. He's
Arizona State, Kentucky.
59th, but I think that's going to shoot up this year when he's going to ball out.
I agree. He's a guy who's a really humble kid. We got to talk to him as well. Really, really good kid to talk to. And yeah, got a lot of good just stuff here. Emmett Queen showed him, man, he belongs in a conversation with the best of them. And once you get those offers, if I'm a young quarterback, once I start getting the offers, I really won't care about my rating. But then you're like, all right, no, I know I'm better than him, and he's above me. Yeah. I want to be so I get it in the same sense.
I don't want to be up there.
Right. I get like you don't the offers are really the only thing that matter. But I'm not mad at a kid when they want to also be rated high. It's just natural. We got guys like Corey Daly who is able to really help it get to that next level in those rankings, and that's what it's all about, man. Really showing that you're the best. And there's no other position like quarterback. All these guys right here, we saw 66 quarterbacks. We saw 66 leaders. Every single one of them are the leaders of their team, and they really show that. And they take pride in their game, which I love. But let's get into the last couple here, Dalton. We got Jackie Ryder, who I didn't know too much about him coming in, but absolutely loved his tape, loved his size, and he is one of my sleepers here. He's going to be a heck of a talent. Watch out for Jackie Ryder. Really talented kid. All these guys, like I said, it's a broken record. They're all going to be, in my opinion, there's a couple record setters here, man. We had some record setters last year, and they're just now getting on campus, and we got some record setters here. But, Dalton, the last quarterback, it's pretty good. Even though this is alphabetical order, it's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Some say you could say save the best for last, because Braylen Warren, the Missouri, commit, got to talk to his dad. Really cool dude. He has got the invite to Elite 11, won the MVP. And what did you think about him? He's really got really good zip on the ball, man. What did you think about him?
He's one of the most impressive for sure.
Yeah,
his footwork is what really stood out to me. He had some of the best footwork I've seen all day. It's SEC level footwork. All right, so he's got that going for him, and yeah, he's got a great arm. Good enough size. He's just a stud.
I agree.
He really backed it up. Like
he did.
He backed up the fact that he had that SEC offer and commitment even, and he's got other offers too still on the table.
Yeah, and just talking to his dad, and his dad said they've already been on campus a couple times. They're sitting in on meetings already, so they're really getting ingrained into the operation and what they're doing in Missouri.
The earlier the better.
Yeah, it's a big decision. Missouri posted him and said, shout out to him. So that was really cool to see. They're definitely supporting their guy. And you see a lot of programs once you sign, you're a big P4 SEC program. It's like, all right, see you. They won't post anything about him, won't show him any support. It's just like, all right, we'll see you on campus, you little runt. Now it's like, they really show that they really want these guys on campus. They didn't just offer them just because they didn't want somebody else to have them. They want them, and they really want to progress them and make them their own. So shout out to Mr. Warren. And
only got the invite the day of camp. So
a little surprising out of all the guys we had show out. Because, last year, we've only did about 5 or 6 top performers. Now we did 10. And I couldn't imagine trying to cut this down to 6. I
Right.
wouldn't be able to do it. And we've seen guys, like Terry Walker, our guy, get an invite on the back end, even though he should have got an invite that day. We see guys like Corey Daly, who should have got an invite, didn't get one at all, but worked his way up, had a good season, didn't really get discouraged at all, ended up being 13th in the nation,
Yeah.
and now is a Pitt All-American. So shout out to him. Did get some video here cut up. Only got one. So we did start off with the homeboy here, the hometown kid, Zane Johnson. We did get his highlights ready to go and cut up. So here is Zane Johnson absolutely spinning it here. Like I said, he's came a long way. He's got some zip on the ball, and you'll see Daryl Colbert here in some of these clips. If you're not familiar, if you live under a rock, Daryl Colbert runs select quarterbacks here, one of the best quarterback trainers in the nation, if not the best. Trains Cam Ward, trains Shadir Sanders, trains a bunch of guys, and he absolutely loves Zane. You'll see him give him a high five here, dap him up. Loved what Zane had, and that really made me feel good because it's like, all right, we're not being biased because he's from our hometown. Like one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. The trainers love him. All these guys love Zane, and I think Zane made a couple lists. I think he made Rivals or 247's list as well. He was like top 10. It's like 7th or something. But yeah, deservingly so. He really has that zip and that touch. We have some big body guys. Zane's not the biggest, but he's big enough, and he can get the job done. And he's dual threat. It's hard to show that. You can't show that in these camps. But I'll tell you now, he can move around in the pocket. And he might not run a 4.3 and run it 80 yards down the field, but he'll probably get the first down for you. And Zane's a heck of a talent. So shout out to Zane as these videos start rocking and rolling. We got a lot of Senior Bowl content still to release. So that means we got just stacking up Elite 11 content. So shout out to Zane. And shout out to all of our top performers because we're going to have some more top performers soon. But Dalton, before we get into it, I'm going to go ahead and let the people know, they can catch us, on the road at these camps. And it's really good to, we were talking about some financial advisor guys, some guys that really have these kids' best interest. They want to see these guys do well. So we are hitting the road some more. If you are a quarterback and want to get on, Elite 11's radar, get on these colleges' radar, sign up. You can always register, go to Elite 11. It's the most premier quarterback camp in the nation. When you're the best quarterback camp in the nation, you would think it's invite only, right? But you can sign up. You can go ahead and register. That's what makes them the best. If you think you deserve on the same stage with them, come and show it. So we're already 3 down, and we move on to Atlanta. Me and Dalton will be there in Atlanta this weekend, and cannot wait to see the talent in Elite 11. And we'll have some more top performers than Dallas, than New Orleans, than New York. I haven't seen Elite 11 ever in New York.
That's cool.
So I'm sure there's some guys going to show out, Dalton, here.
Oh, yeah.
But Dalton, before we close out the Elite 11 coverage, we'll get into some couple headlines here with a combine. That's pretty much going to take up a lot of our coverage, these next few weeks, rightfully so, as long as with, high school recruiting. But what'd you think of the combine overall before we just get into everything? Is the combine overrated? Do you value pro days more than you value combines? What do you value in this whole process as we get ready for the draft?
I don't value either one of them that much. Let me say that, because a lot of times the guys that do the best at the combine don't do that good in the league.
Right.
There's proof in that. You just look at the boards, look at the records. Top 5 all-time running backs in the combine like 40 times. None of them were very good in the NFL. It's just how it is. So it's not that important. It's just a little piece of it. The film is way more important. And, I think the measurables are just as important as the drills, if not more so, on the combine week and the interviews. You got to interview well, too.
Yeah.
So I think the on-field stuff is just, kind of extra. You can't really – I don't think you can gain that many spots, lose that many spots unless you really mess up. And I don't think anybody did that this year. So I think the combine is a little overrated. It's a little spectacle. It shouldn't be, probably.
I don't
be a little event.
I don't hate that. I think it's just like you want to see guys if they're truly athletic, or if you want, I guess it's more of an eye test, but I think it's because a bunch of these scouts, even with NFL, they don't get to see these guys in person play, because there's so many games, there's so many players. I think if more people saw more players in person, whether it be Senior Bowl, whether it be anything, they would need the combine. It's like we knew Caleb Douglas is fast, we didn't know he's 4.3 fast though. So that's little things like that where I do like the combine. But I won't make or break a guy. Like, what is there anything in the combine that could ever happen for you to put a guy down? right?
I mean, if you were on a 4-9 as a receiver or something. But
I mean, Tez Johnson.
yeah, he
If the combine didn't happen last year, Tez Johnson probably would have went a lot higher, right?
Yeah.
So and what do you put any stock in that? Do you think that's
mean-
like made for failure? I think it's kind of built to fail for some positions and some drills. So like 40 is always good. You're always going to get some, good times if you're a lineman, you look at 10-yard split, yada yada. But I want to bring up quarterbacks. I think it's just made to fail for quarterbacks throwing. I don't really knock any quarterback anymore not throwing at the combine because you've never thrown with these receivers.
Yeah.
If we're trying to translate this to the NFL game, what NFL game are you ever going to play where you just met the receiver 10 minutes before the game?
That's very true.
Is it valid? Is it valid? I mean,
no, for sure. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely valid, man. You know your receivers, you practice with them every day. So.
and that's what I don't really get how we're really putting all this stock in it when that's the case. So I don't know, but I do want to get into a couple of these things. A couple like listings, I guess, or positions things I want to get into, like Arvell Reese. What do you think about Arvell Reese? Now, they have Arvell Reese listed for some reason. Now, I don't know if you believe this. They already have him listed as an edge on the Combine website. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'd play with edge.
Okay.
Personally. I think that's the ceiling's highest there, right? I mean, just nowadays where football is going and where it's at, you can make a way bigger impact at edge rusher than linebacker. And so I think that's the only reason. He's got the body for it too, and he's got the explosiveness clearly. So I think edge rusher. I agree. Or do you think he should be edge or linebacker?
I mean, he's just such a dog. Was he? You have to ask yourself: was he an athlete playing? Just an athlete playing linebacker, or is he a true linebacker? You have to find that out. With his stature, I don't know. With the 4.46 40 here on the screen, I didn't really do any other testing. I watched the 40s, and you could tell before that second 40, it was going to be pretty solid. I love him as an athlete, but I would try him at linebacker. I think it's harder to take an end and play him there for like a year or a half, then try to play him at linebacker. I think that maybe is a harder adjustment than other way around, especially with body type. If we're going to throw him an edge, I'd like to put him on an extra 10 pounds, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, 241 is not the heaviest.
Yeah.
But when you're that fast, it's hard to get your hands on him as a lineman, ain't it?
Yeah. No, trust me. He's like I said, that's how a bunch of these edges are going to really shoot up the board, in my opinion, and really show, what they can do. Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know where I would try him. I guess it depends what scheme and what team, in my opinion, but want to get to some more highlights. But I wanted to bring up Arvell Reese because that kind of surprised me how he's already listed as an edge in this, in the system. So we'll see. But you have some guys you want to highlight as well. We'll get into. But I want to highlight Taylen Green, a guy who we got to talk to at the Senior Bowl, quarterback from Arkansas, big 6'6", 227, and he ends up running a 4.36 40, 43.5-inch vert, 11.2 broad. And a lot of people are thinking he should, Terrell Pryor, Logan Thomas, should he go tight end? Should he go receiver? I mean, he had some really bright moments at the Senior Bowl. We got to see it up close. That throw he made on the run in the end zone to Malachi Fields. Do you remember that throw?
Yeah, it was a good throw.
That was a throw.
Still had to die for
it. Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's a good throw, but I still had to die for it.
Now, is Taylen Green just not an NFL quarterback, or does Bobby Petrino just he lost it?
I think he's not an NFL quarterback, probably.
Okay.
In all likelihood.
All right.
There's a slim chance he works out.
Yeah.
It could be a good quarterback, but most of these guys with the crazy talent, some with skills, to say, doesn't work out at quarterback. I just think he needs to be a receiver. That's what I think. I think they should try him at receiver.
I think you should try him at receiver too.
I mean, if he wants to play quarterback, give him a chance and develop him. But I think his high ceiling would be receiver, and it'd be best for his future.
Yeah, I agree. I think at least try rookie mini camp as receiver. If not, then go on the training camp as quarterback.
Yeah.
And then flip flop. If it doesn't work in training camp, we'll go receiver again. I maybe. I love Terrell Pryor. Anyone knows me, I love Terrell Pryor. You know that.
It could be Braxton Miller as well.
Yeah.
No NFL impact for Braxton Miller.
Yeah, we'll see. And like you said, Terrell Pryor did try it at quarterback for a few years, then went to wide receiver, had 1,000 yards. If he would have just came out strictly as a wide receiver, what would have happened?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's a good question. You maybe start off and just get your head start to see how that goes.
Yeah,
because if you never run routes and came off press coverage or whatever, it's going to take some time to get used to, no matter how of a freak athlete you are. And we really like the kid. He looks like he's really coachable. Seems like he's really got nice character to him. So I think he's a yes sir. He'll do whatever he needs to, even though he is on record saying, I'm a quarterback. I'm a quarterback. Tebow said the same thing. Then his last time on the NFL field was, getting messed up on a down block.
He tried though.
So yeah, so you never know.
He sucked, but he tried.
He tried, exactly. So you don't want a guy. Do you really want to be an NFL quarterback for a year, or do you want to try to be a max contract wide receiver? So.
Yeah.
I love it. We'll see what goes down the line, but shout out Taylen Green and his performance, second best 40 time ever for a quarterback. And we'll move on to the next guy I want to highlight here, which is Kenyon Sadiq. If you were familiar with Oregon football or any college football at all, you pretty much knew who Sadiq was. Pretty much Oregon's only sure-handed receiver, even though Benson ran that heck of a 40. So give a shout to him later.
Yes,
but 6'3", 241, 4'3", 940, 43.5-inch vert. All these dudes are whamming, jumping at the gym. 11'2" broad. Where's this rank? The 4'3", 940. I don't care who you are. I know you couldn't be a combine guy, but that'll raise your eyebrows when a tight end runs a 4.39. What did you think of this? Is this move up your board at all?
He's a freak.
For
sure. He's still stiff.
Yeah.
Still stiff.
Okay.
But I don't like him. I mean, that's still first round talent.
Yeah.
I had a first round before. I mean, he didn't move up too much. I knew he was fast. I knew he's athletic. Still looks stiff even when he ran a 4.39 somehow.
You know what? I agree. I did. I watched every 40.
Yeah, he looks stiff.
I agree. And it's weird because you look at Stowers, he looks like a receiver compared to Sadiq. And Sadiq looks like a tight end. Stowers looks a receiver.
Yeah.
Stowers is really fluid. He's like a Jimmy Graham fluid.
Oh, yeah. He's a stud.
Yeah, he's like a Jimmy Graham fluid. So I love Sadiq, though. I think he's going to have a heck of a career.
Yeah.
But his route tree is a little limited, maybe.
Now it is.
Yeah, right now it is, in my opinion. But once he gets the ball, he can really, create some problems. But when you could run every single route, getting you the ball is a lot easier. It's just how easy or how hard is it going to be to get this kid the ball? We'll see.
He's a really good tight end prospect, but I don't think he's like Brock Bowers level.
Right. But I do like him.
Yeah,
I do like him.
Yeah, it's a really good prospect, just not elite level.
I think he's my tight end one.
Oh, he's easily my tight end one, though.
Yeah, I thought you had Stowers as your one. Okay, I love it.
He was 2 before the combine.
But this tight end class, like I said, is deep.
Solidified. Stowers was 2 before, and he still is. So
Both of us
had him 6 or 7 before, just because you can't block. But you don't have to block anymore. A lot of teams. So.
You don't.
A lot of guys, they got 4. They keep 4 tight ends. A lot of teams nowadays. 2 of them are blockers.
Right.
2 of them are receivers.
Exactly. So. Yeah, exactly. And then you got guys like, I almost put on here RJ Maryland. He was really close to getting a graphic, but RJ Maryland, get a shout to him. Both the SMU guys really showed out. 4.5 40s around there, 4.5s, and I think other guy got 4.6. So a lot of guys. We had a seen offensive lineman, a 35-inch vertical, the 6'8" kid out of Northwestern. He hits 35-inch vertical.
I think there's only one guy that was like a real loser. There was a tight end that ran like 4. You see that?
Yeah. Yes.
4.97.
I did.
And he was pissed too because he actually thought he really thought he was fast. I was like, man, this guy must have been training and stuff. So I felt bad for him. But
I'll bring up once we bring up one of your guys. I'll bring up a gripe I have, but it's nothing too crazy because I absolutely love the dude. But yeah, we'll move on from Kenyon Sadiq to Bryce Lance. I wanted to highlight Bryce Lance. 4.3 40, 41.5-inch vertical, 11.1 broad. Obviously, Trey Lance's brother, North Dakota State prospect. 6'3", 204 wideout. I know this wide receiver class is deep, even though half the nation said it was shitty going into the year. So shame on y'all. It's deep. It's a great class. What do you think of Bryce Lance? I think he's a steal in this draft.
Mid-round guy that could end up
being a
really good player, yeah. I agree. I mean, he has all the tools. 6'3", 204, this athleticism. Yeah.
You should be pounding on the table as a Giants fan for Bryce Lance.
I would love him mid-round, yeah. Team him up with Neighbors and Wandell. That's a good core.
The Bills should be pounding on the table for Bryce Lance and Ted Hurst.
Now, though, if somebody's going to draft him earlier, then he should, right? Because everybody wants him now.
You think? I think he could still be at a good value pick just because of how deep this class is. And
what do you think?
Because you ask yourself, yes, Bryce Lance moved up, but how many wide receivers moved down?
Not many.
Not that many. So I think he'll be around the same.
Yeah, nobody really disappointed.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll be around the same. But we'll see. I can't wait to see how the rest of it shakes out, Dalton. But we'll get into your list as well. And I think you're 4. I don't think we haven't gotten into them yet. This is your Mike Washington Jr., one of the highlighted running back here.
Yeah, good day.
6'1",
Can't believe
223.
he's that fast.
I swear, it's 6'1", 223, and you're running a 4.33 and almost getting a 40-inch vert. I mean, Mike Washington, I'm a guy who really loves a bargain pick I'm really stingy. I'm really cheapskate when it comes to running backs, well known. But Mike Washington's a guy who might deserve to take a little flyer on based on these measurables.
I had him RB6 before. I'm moving him up.
Okay.
So he did go up.
All right.
He did.
All right. All right.
If you're just because I thought he was gonna run a 4.5.
Yeah.
So if you beat expectations by that much, and your film is as good as his was this year, and you did had a good Senior Bowl week as well, all signs point to him being a really good running back.
I love it. I think that's a good adjustment because a bunch of these guys I think really deserve it. Now we'll get into the quarterbacks as well because some people are talking about. I did predict, and I'm not going to be a big "I told you so" guy on it, but I did say Drew Aller was going to start rising up. It looks like that's starting to happen. We'll talk about that. But yeah, Mike Washington's a guy going to be definitely worth taking a flyer, no matter where your team is at if they need a running back, in my opinion. So, all right, we've already went over Reese talking over his DN. That was the last guy I wanted to highlight. Let's get into your guys who you said are really showing out and catching your eye. Start off with Skyler Bell.
Yeah, man. Vertical is crazy, 41 inches. But his on-field drills is what really stood out too. Besides just the numbers, and he only practiced one day at the Shrine Bowl. He was at there one day, so everybody was wanting to see his on-field drills, and he was one of the most impressive receivers doing the gauntlet. For sure.
Yeah.
So that's where he really stood out to me. It wasn't necessarily his numbers, which are also good, but it was more his on-field stuff. He was one of the most impressive receivers. His routes were really good and great, solid hands. So he's a really big winner, and I've been a big fan of him since the start of the year. On team, I'm the biggest fan of UConn this year.
You were on UConn early.
Yeah.
Fagnano, him and Fagnano were two guys you were.
I was on Fagnano at the end of last year.
You were.
So Fagnano's a dog, and he ran the 40. He ran a 4.8. Shout out to Joe Fagnano. At least he participated. There only like 5 quarterbacks are in the 40 this year. And him being a pocket passer, he didn't have to run the 40. So shout out to Joe Fagnano. But Skyler Bell, man, I think he's a really good 3rd or 4th round pick here. And he's bigger than I thought too. 6 foot, that helps a lot. A lot of people thought he was going to be 5'10", 5'11". So that's 6 foot, 192, solid frame.
We got a chat here. Cole Payton, QB3.
Yeah, I agree.
You like that?
That's what I said.
Really?
Actually, he's QB3 on my board. So
he's behind
2, right? Yeah.
I was wanting to say I may move Ty Simpson to 2, just because I don't know if I'm doing my draft board on what I think or what GMs think. I think Cole Payton could be better,
All right.
but Ty Simpson's going to get drafted 2nd. So maybe, I don't know if it's 2 talent-wise, but 2 is in the draft order. But I don't hate. We're splitting hairs at that point because we really don't have the same amount of tape with Cole Payton. But go ahead and keep on talking about Skyler Bell. Sorry. Shout out to the chat there for the Cole Payton love. Shout out to Dalton who got the interview with Cole Payton. Check out that interview. Great interview. But Skyler Bell, where do you have him maybe getting drafted, or do you have any potential fits for him?
I'd say maybe round 3 or 4. Like mid-round guy. I don't think he goes after round 4.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, he could, like I say, he could fit anywhere because he can play slot or outside. I really
Yeah.
think he's, it being his size and his speed and just how quick he is, quick twitch. He can play slot or outside, so he's really scheme versatile, which is huge.
I agree. I like it a lot. Let's get into your next guy here, who is a guy who I was very impressed with up close at the Senior Bowl. Everyone was. A former soccer player, 6'6", 321. Arizona State offensive lineman Max Iheanachor. What'd you think about this stud?
Not really a surprise that he won the combine because he used to play soccer and at this size it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
sure.
His measurables bigger than everybody thought. Wingspan, big thing in tackles, right? Over 83 inches, huge wingspan. Hard to get outside of that frame, and it's just so really good athleticism and all the positional drills. He's just the most athletic tackle in this class, right?
I don't know, man. This class is crazy.
Yeah,
I would say tackles.
So raw,
out of the tackles, maybe, but
Markel Bell's up there.
Yeah,
he did too.
I would say out of the tackles, yeah. But there's some of these guards in here. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh yeah,
Dunker one's one of them.
Logan Jones had a real good day.
Logan Jones had a great day. We'll talk about his 40s in a second. Yeah, a lot of guys.
But yeah, Iheanachor were really athletic, and not surprised he ran a 4.91, but Damn, that's
No.
moving for a guy this size.
It's moving, man. The way he can move, because obviously that's north and south, but he can move east and west just as quick. I mean, when he's pass pro and when he's slide blocking, pass protecting, it's amazing. I've said it before here on the show. I was on like he's right tackle, obviously, so I was on the other side of the stadium to where he was like kind of facing me. And if a defender would go right, his back would be towards me, and couldn't tell you how many times where I would see Iheanachor, but I would barely see the defender because he's beating him. He's beating him wherever he goes, left and right, left and right. Then the whistle blows, and then you see the defender because Max Iheanachor is so damn big and he's so damn quick. So absolute steal. I think I got him. I don't. I would be. I don't know. Where do you have him? Late.
I had him first round.
Late first,
my
right?
last mock, right? Yeah.
Still late first, right? I love it.
He might have moved. I mean, I don't know. The more I think about it, it's probably go ahead of Proctor now.
I agree. He is better than Proctor. Like I said, Proctor had a problem with being fat and lazy last year. Now he's just fat. So I think he's really gotten. He's
athletic for his fatness, though.
He has. No, he is.
He hurdled that guy.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's.
On that run.
Yeah, he was running. They had him run the ball. I mean, his motor was a question for me last year, and his weight. Now it's just his weight. His motor, I think he fixed a lot of those issues, a lot of those effort plays where he was quitting at the end of the play. He wasn't doing that this year. He was finishing through the play, and which is something that I had to struggle with. You don't know you're doing it. You don't even realize it until you have to point out, and it's hard. It's a hard thing to fix actually. Is going through because you don't want to get called for a late penalty. You don't want to get a penalty. You don't want to block away from the play, things like that. But then again, when it's the big boys, you got to be pretty much forced off your guy when they're playing the level they're playing. So let's get into the next guy, Dalton, Tacario Davis. Stud. He was our guy on our preseason watch list, in our DBs. But what do you think about this guy? Big body.
You just don't see many corner prospects like this.
Right.
6'4". Most guys that are 6'4", 200 corner are run 4.5.
Yeah.
This guy runs 4.41. He can turn and run with you as well as be physical. I think this guy's ceiling is high as any corner of the draft. Now, that's not saying he's the best one. I got him 6 or 7 probably.
Okay.
But the ceiling is up there with McCoy and Colton Hood, Mansour Delane, all them.
Yeah.
Because of size, speed combination. And how physical he can be. I love this kid. I love corners, and I love when you can be versatile. You can be press or you can play off, and he can do both. Huge being able to run that fast. I think he goes second or third round now.
Okay, love it. And like any teams that you could definitely use Tacario Davis' service, you'd like to see maybe give him a shot.
Yeah, I like a cover 2 scheme. Really would be great for him.
Okay.
Team that learns a lot of Tampa 2. It's obviously the Bucks.
Yeah.
They run Tampa 2 even no matter who the coach is. Just because they got a minute there, I guess. They're not allowed to change it or something.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, anywhere at the cover 2 heavy scheme or a lot of man press. Just really physical guy, and he can run with you. So, he said any corner room would be glad to have him because you can move him in the slot or outside.
Okay.
Depending on matchups.
I love it. Yeah, Green Bay, go get him. I know it's probably – go get him, Green Bay. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I would like him in New York as well.
We'll take him. We'll take him. Next guy we want to get into, we got to interview. We got to see him up close. From your Florida Gators, Caleb Banks, an absolute stud. I filed a restraining order against him because he's just such of a beast. I don't want any part of it. I'm scared of this guy.
I mean, he was a winner before he did the drill.
Yeah.
He just walked in the building. So,
yeah.
He
wins any building. Yeah, he wins any room he walks in. If you had any questions of Caleb Banks, they're immediately answered as soon as he walks in the room. You don't have to do. You really only got to talk to him for a couple minutes. Like, all right. All the shit talking on the field that's what it's all it is. It's just shit talking on the field. He's a good guy. He's respectful. He's a good dude. It's not like one of those things where he's just an asshole. He's only an asshole where it helps, which is on the field. But this is where I have my gripe, Dalton. I love Caleb Banks. It didn't get under the 5s and 40. That doesn't really matter to me. 32-inch verticals. It's weird how many linemen, either offense and defense, had 32-inch verticals exactly. It's weird. But why didn't he bench? I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, that's weird.
Just come on, Caleb, bench for me. Maybe it was. I know when you have those long arms, it's harder. Your bench is always not going to be an indication of your strength. I get it. But would have liked to see him bench. That's my only gripe I got for Caleb Banks. But other than here, man, I think Caleb Banks is just one of my favorite. I think top 15 has been solidified. It's been a lock. Would you think top 15's a reach for him, or what do you think?
Nah, I think it's right in his range now. I mean, he's just imposing, physical, dominant, interior force when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And if he can stay healthy in his whole career, he'll be a potential Hall of Famer.
But
I think.
And I know he missed a lot of time. He's not like he was just banged
Definitely
up
missed a
with
lot of time,
with some bruises. But man, by the time you get to the NFL, there's no D-line or O-lineman that hasn't been hurt once. And if he hasn't, he's going to get hurt. So he's going to get hurt on your dime.
Maybe you got him out the way. Yeah.
Exactly. If he doesn't get hurt, if he hasn't been hurt, he's going to get hurt on your dime. Might as well if you can get injuries out the way and still make it to this point, it's great.
Yeah.
Because there's guys who it just bangs them up. It takes that last little bit of edge they had. A lot of guys outperforming their bodies, but Caleb Banks is just a guy who I think is just getting started. He's going to have a long career, and I can't wait.
Shout out to Louisville Cardinals too, man, for giving us Caleb Banks.
Yeah, shout out. Now
I got to watch last year against LSU and Ole Miss. Caleb Banks just
so is that a Braun mess up or is that Satterfield?
I mean, he was there. Caleb Banks is here 2 or 3 years. So it's probably it might have been when Tacario got fired.
I think so.
And then he left because he was 2. It might have been. I think he was 4 to 3 years.
Yeah, well, Braun.
I think it was when Tacario got fired. But yeah, that sucks for Braun. They'd have been a lot better.
I mean, you imagine all the guys.
Him and Conga together this year.
They've lost a number of guys. That transferred there a couple of years ago. It's like, wow, he went to Louisville. It's
like Oregon tight end.
Yeah, and then
coming out next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Wyatt Johnson.
Yes,
it might be a tight end 1 next year.
Yes, bunch of guys.
I mean, he's an athlete.
Look at you can even look at guy's little brother, the receiver, went to Rice.
Oh, McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He was there for he went even.
He was at Louisville for like 2
just
weeks
for practice, spring practice.
Yeah. So little thing.
Yeah, stud.
And let's get into our last guy, Dalton, who's a stud.
Yeah.
Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
Sonny Stud Styles. Linebacker at Ohio State. Wouldn't be a combine show without it, showing Sonny Styles. Did he have the best combine is my question to you. And, 4.46 40, 43.5-inch vert, 11.2 broad, 6'5", 244. We knew Sonny Styles was good. We knew Caleb Downs was good going in. But what does this do for you? Where would you have him drafted at this point? An old Sonny boy.
God, he's crazy. He can play
any position.
With these
numbers. He's just a football player.
Yeah. But, I mean, I still draft him. I probably draft him 7 or 8. He's still a linebacker, man. And I don't know.
7 or 8?
How much impact can he make?
How
many games is he going to win you?
I don't hate it.
How many games is he going to win you?
I don't hate 7 or 8. But it's really about how many games are decided about one play, and can he make that one play? Can he make that 2 plays? Can he turn into a third and 3 to, a 2nd and 3? Can he make that, a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches on, on their own 40? Can they make them call a timeout to where next drive they're running 2 minutes?
Yeah.
It's just little things where I think linebackers make add-up plays these days. They maybe not win the game, but they'll make those plays where if you look back on it, like, wow, he started the storm, and really the comeback started when that play happened or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know how big of an impact you really can. Has the NFL designed the game where linebackers can impact the game like they once could?
I think so. I mean, how many linebackers we talk about?
I know
anymore.
I know. This year it was Arvell, Reese. It was Jake Rodriguez, and that's it.
It's NFL level.
Yeah, true.
We talk about
linebackers.
True linebacker.
Yeah, the linebackers I really love in the NFL. Let's see. I mean, as a Packers fan, I think we do have a couple classics.
Really good.
I really love Quay Walker.
Everybody talks about Edgerrin Cooper and the casual everyday fan.
I love Quay Walker.
Quay Walker's not even as good though, but I mean he's solid.
But I love
Cooper's better.
Yeah, I know, but I love those guys.
I mean, good linebackers.
Yeah, I love those guys.
But still, nobody talks about. That's what I'm saying. There's no like Ray Lewis's or Brian Urlacher's. Man.
Yeah, I know.
The closest we got.
Those type of players don't exist no more. I mean, they're all nickels. Right? I mean, it's just what it is.
Nickels, more impactful.
Yeah, I feel like that just happened overnight. Like that wasn't like a process. I just feel like all of the old guys that were just kind of, I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, football's weird.
Linebacker is weird now.
Yeah.
It's the one position I'm like, I don't know about this.
A lot of times they only have 2 on the field.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
You gotta be athletic. You gotta cover the pass. I mean, it's hard to play now. Yeah, cover running backs in space.
Well, we have a problem with. I think we have a problem with the amount of quality quarterbacks in the league. Why wouldn't you just want a freaking absolute Terrell Suggs and just barrel him down the A-gap every time at these shitty quarterbacks and make him throw picks.
In the
Like,
face, yeah.
you know, that's what I would do if I'm a DC. But we'll see. There's a reason why we don't coach football. But the fastest 40 was Brennan Thompson from Mississippi State, 4.26 Dalton. Before the show, we were talking, just like, what do you think of Brennan Thompson? Where's his half for you? I mean, he's one of the many cornerstones and just kind of examples of showing how deep this wide receiver class is, right?
I still think he's day 3.
Right. I mean,
because he's 5'9", 170. I didn't change overnight.
Okay.
Just because you're in that 40 doesn't mean you got bigger.
Right.
Oh, there's still size concerns. There's limitations. You know, you're not gonna be the best receiver in the league. Just because you're 5'9", 170. No matter how good you are, you might be a stud, but you ain't gonna be the best receiver in the league. You know.
But where's a guy like
like Tyreek Hill is your ceiling. Right?
You can kind of reverse that with D'Angelo Pons. I think D'Angelo Pons still has the potential to be a really, really good player despite his height. I mean, he had a great performance. Maybe we should pull his numbers, but he had a great.
I got honorable mentions for my list for sure. First combine, he's honorable mentions, but
okay.
He had a good day.
And we'll get into some O-line and D-line as well before we end out. Can't wait to get into those. Let's see here. So the first one we have here. This is Brennan Thompson. Yeah, started out with a 4.26 and all the rest of the wide receivers. Deion Burks, Jeff Caldwell from Cincinnati is a guy you want to bring up there.
Yeah, I did want to talk about him. He was on honorable mention, and he was really close to making it on the list. His size is 4'3", 40, 6'5", 213, 4'3", yeah, watch out for this guy.
I mean, I'm a big body receiver guy. So Jeff, give me some Ted Hurst, give me some Jeff Caldwell, give me some Bryce Lance, and give me some Caleb Douglas. Big guys who I love, and Brazel.
4.37 for Brazel. Dale Douglas 4.39. Stribling's solid. I mean, I didn't think he would run that fast.
Me either.
And he's a big guy.
So yes, he is.
John Stribling really surprised me.
Eric Rivers 4.35.
How about Barry Brown not being on the first page?
Yeah, I know.
I was shocked.
Me too.
I mean, 4.4.
He's known as a speedster.
4.4 flat is not slow at all.
Yes,
I thought he'd be top 10.
If you're known as a speedster, you should be on the first page.
I thought he'd be faster than Brazel and Douglas for sure.
I agree.
So maybe a little disappointing for him. Not that 4.4 is bad, but I was expecting Brennan Thompson something close to that. Which I knew Brennan Thompson would run 4.3 or so, but I thought Varion would as well.
And then we got the next page here. Let's speak of it. Skyler Bell, who we brought up here. J. Michael Sturdivant
is a sleeper.
Easy. You like him.
4.4. I mean, he's 6'4", too. 6'4", 215 with that speed. Was in a really bad UCLA offense for a couple of years.
They sucked.
Especially to Florida. We had a bad offense this
Yeah,
year.
they sucked. They were bad.
Our offense sucked this year. So he never really played a good college offense. He never really got to show his stuff. His ceiling's really high. And for a 7th-round guy this year, he's one of those 7th-round guys that could end up, being on the team for 10 years.
I love it. Then we have Omar Cooper here at 4.42. Ted Hurst 4.42 as well.
Yeah. Emmanuel Henderson, another sleeper.
Another sleeper.
You like him too, from Kansas.
Kansas, yeah. Yep.
You like him too this year. I remember you talked about him.
I did.
He's a stud. He's fast. Thought he'd be faster too, but man, 4.4, that's still really fast. It's just how many guys are ahead of you. It's crazy how fast these guys are nowadays.
Yeah, I look at if you're sub 4.5, that's where I'm like, that'll raise my eyebrows. But then how many guys we have under a 4.5 is insane.
Caden Wetch, man, I forgot about.
Yeah, Wetchin and Jacoby Lane. Jacoby Lane, really smooth dude. Really like him. We have an interview with him coming out soon, so shout to him. All these guys under 4.5, so shout to the receivers. And got a couple more here before we end out where you want to highlight and give a shout out. So I think we have here next is offensive line.
Yeah,
so Logan Jones center at 4.9, very impressive. Spencer Fano at 4.9, which did impress me a little bit, even though people are now talking him moving into center, which I'm like, all right, come on. Maxi Iheanachor 4.91 as well. A lot bigger dude, a lot more athletic, and a big shout out here and a surprise.
Like 30 pounds on them two guys ahead of him, don't he?
Yeah, exactly. It just goes to show you how big of a freak he is.
That's why his number is crazy.
Yeah, and he's in tackle.
Logan Jones is big. Fino's big. They're 3.05 though, right?
Yes, these are all guys that are going to be playing inside. Iheanachor will be playing on the outside, no question about it. And then you have a guy who I want to shout, Jalen Farmer.
Yeah.
Kentucky boy. We got to see him up close, and he's just a freaking beast. Like, he's huge. Thick dude, Pauls. But 4.9, 340. I didn't think he would run that quick of a 40, in my opinion. So he's running with the likes of Monroe Freeling, who some people have him top 20.
O-line, how important is their 40, though?
It's the 10.
On a 1 to 10 scale. 1 to 10 scale.
It's the 10-yard split.
Exactly.
It's the 10-yard split, which is what you want to look at.
Yeah.
And the 40 does tells you it really brings up. You don't really see a guy run a slow 40 and a really fast 10-yard split. So
Yeah.
And we'll look at D-line. I think I do have some of these 10-yard splits in here for the D-line. But Zane Durant.
Yeah, he's on my honorable mentions, man.
Yeah, 4.75. Caleb Proctor
Yeah.
at 4.79, who is a very big sleeper. We have a graphic for him as well.
Is he from CeeLo?
He is from CeeLo, Southeast Louisiana, and didn't get a graphic for him. Some people saying he's a really big sleeper you don't want to miss out on.
He's athletic.
Yep, so Caleb Proctor, defensive lineman there. Be on the lookout for him as well. But yeah, rest of these defensive linemen really showing out. Quick guys. I thought a couple of these guys will be quicker though, in my opinion.
I mean, Halton also had him on my honorable mentions. Grayson Halton. I mean, he's like 290, moving like that. He's really athletic D tackle.
Yeah. Yep. That's you really want to look for some guys who can really get out of stance quick, use their hands, get north while they're also, getting through, working their hands. And it's really the most important thing in my opinion.
It means a little more for D tackle, right? I mean, you could chase down plays from the backside.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, and then with D-line, shuttle's huge. Your cone's huge.
Yeah, 3 cones.
Just a change of direction's big, especially with RPO. All the RPOs going on, and that's where really big with RPO is, can you read the play while also moving your feet? You don't get your feet in quicksand and just standing there and looking and reading. You want to still be moving forward while you're reading, and not only making the quarterback guess, but making the center work or guard work wherever you're at. And, just causing havoc, man. That's really what it's all about. Defensive line is causing havoc, having to be something, forcing the offense to adjust to you is really, really the objective as a D lineman, right? I mean, just and open up some lanes. You see guys like Arvell, Reese, who really, benefited from a great D line, and can't wait to see the rest of that defensive where they go. Guys like Caden Curry, guys like McDonald. So that defensive line was really, really stout. We're going to talk about some week 0, though, some college football before we head out, Dalton. Well, we had to talk about a little bit more college football. A week 0 game was added. San Jose State will be playing USC. So shout out to that, along with the rest of the week 0 matchups. So the rest of the week 0 matchups, we got some overseas games, Dalton. We got Dublin, Ireland, and Brazil getting some college football love. We're going to be talking about these games ad nauseum, but wanted to talk on this before we end it out. Week 0, we just got a game added, but it's finalized here. We'll see if any more changes. But Hawaii, Stanford, North Carolina, TCU, NC State, Virginia, New Mexico State, and Florida State, and then Memphis, who's going to have a really interesting quarterback battle. What are they going to use that game as? Are they going to be running shifts with their quarterback, or will they have their guy? Because they're going to be facing Dan Mullen and UNLV coming off a 10-win season. Dalton, what do you think of week 0 so far?
Do we know who Dan Mullen's quarterback is yet?
No.
He didn't get no.
Yeah, he did. He got somebody. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, I like that game. I like NC State, Virginia is going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game.
NC State, Virginia is going to be a hell of a game.
Bro Pribula versus CJ Bailey. Good
matchup. Pribula and Virginia just doesn't sound right.
You don't like that?
It don't seem right. I don't say I won't like it.
He reminds me of Calandria.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't think he's as...
They run.
You know what? I think you're right, because I think going into the year, I thought Calandria was going to be a lot more mobile than he was.
Yeah.
I don't know maybe if that was a system thing, but I thought he was going to be a lot more mobile.
It kind of was. They had freaking Jaden Thomas.
Yeah.
One of the best backs in the nation.
They did.
And Kayvon Lee, and they had 3 good backs. Jalen Glover. So, yeah, I mean, he didn't have to run that much.
That Miami of Ohio UNLV game was a lot of talent in that field.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of talent.
Oh, yeah. Good team.
Good coaches.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
it was great.
Good teams. A lot of NFL talent.
That was a great game.
Shout out Adam Trick, man. He's probably the best player in that field.
Cam Perry.
Overall, Adam Trick's going to be a problem this year.
The financial guy from the camp, he asked me about Adam Trick.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Good.
Yep. Shout out. And then my favorite game, I'll go with Memphis UNLV.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Who's going to be their quarterback, man?
Favorite game.
Is it going to be Stokes or is it going to be Nolan?
Yeah.
So we'll find out. I think more than likely we'll see both, right? I mean, the odds that we don't see both are pretty slim.
Yeah. That's a good group of 5 game right there.
If you're a head coach, you have questions about your quarterback, would you give him series or would you give him whole games? Depending on what your schedule is, I guess.
It's a hard game. Can't give him a whole game unless you're confident. So.
Yeah.
Or unless he's really hot. I mean, you start off the game.
You think they should do? You think we should move away here? This literally idea just popped in my head. All right. So since the NIL stuff, I've been saying no P4 teams should play any FCS teams at all. Maybe any G5 teams as well. Might as well not. Maybe play one. But Do you think we should see P4 teams play FCS teams as preseason games? I think college football should implement a preseason.
That'd be cool.
2 games preseason, 2. Maybe 1 game you use your young guys. The next game you use your guys who you're really thinking who's going to start. Your position battles. What do you think about that?
I would like that. Yeah, I mean, it's the players would. I don't know. It's just a risk for injury, though.
There's always a risk of injury, man. There's always a risk of injury.
It's definitely up.
Yeah, but I know.
They don't mean anything. I mean, that's all. You ain't getting paid you're getting paid, but it ain't like NFL.
But if it's a bunch of players who's not going to be playing, I don't know.
Not playing this year.
I just don't want to see a ramp up period.
Yeah,
that's all I want. I don't want to see a ramp up period.
I mean, shit. SEC don't really have one anymore, dude. We got 9 conference games.
I know,
and then most of them have a rival.
I don't like the over. I don't know if I like the overseas.
I like the overseas games. Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
I don't. We'd only get. It's different when it's basketball. When we got 82 games in NBA, or we got 40 and
12 games. Yeah.
We just only got so many football games, man. We only get so many. We need to stay them here, keep them here. If I want to go catch a Real Madrid game, I got to go over there, and they're never coming over here. Why don't they come over here and play games? Yeah. It's the most popular, supposed to be the most popular sport ever, right? I mean, why do all of our fans have to go across the nation just to go see one of the 12 games? I mean, I don't know. But I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of good college football. But one thing is for certain, we've seen a lot of good talent. Either posting them on Friday 5 or seeing them up close at Elite 11 Dalton. But it pretty much rounds up the show with this off-season coverage. Not too much to talk about, but we have the things we do get to talk about are definitely hold some weight with this recruiting. And as these teams start to shape up with the one transfer portal, I think high school recruiting is definitely. It's been saved to a certain degree again. It's been definitely a turn in the right direction, I guess. But shout out to all of our 10 guys: Isarael Abrams, Dre'Mail Carothers, Wyatt Erickson, Landen Holley, Zane Johnson, Mencl, Jake Nawrot, Emmett Queen, Jackie Ryder, and Braylen Warren. Shout out to all the guys who had a heck of a day and who are going to have a heck of a senior season. Shout out to them. Can't wait to put out some more coverage here from all of our camps and everything we continue to cover throughout the offseason. But Dalton, anything else you kind of want to add in here with the draft before we go into the draft? Any kind of opinions or headlines you've seen that people are talking all crazy? Anybody you want to call out, or any takes you want to call out on being just absolutely absurd and now people are backtracking on, anything you want to talk about in there?
It's quarterback. People are talking about there's going to be 4 quarterbacks now. Day 2.
4 quarterbacks in day 2 alone?
Nussmeier, Aller, Simpson, and Peyton. No, they ain't all worth it.
Nussmeier, Aller, and then now I know since the draft structure has changed, it's second round.
Third round.
And third, not fourth, right?
Second, third round. There's going to be 4 quarterbacks. Okay. So I can see it.
Me too.
Because teams are always desperate, man.
Yeah.
QB help. So I was going to give them a shot in third round.
Yeah. Out of the ones, who's going to be the biggest surprise of the quarterbacks? I think it's Cole Payton.
Yeah, Cole Payton, man.
I think it's Cole Payton, man. I mean,
they don't count surprises.
Everyone's hyping up Nussmeier again. Yeah. Nussmeier all of a sudden has a really big hype.
Just because he was hurt this year, I get it. But
he's a good guy.
I like him. Yeah, he's cool.
He is a good guy. We got to talk to him, up front. Got to be around him a lot. And when you be around these guys a lot, it's hard to say anything bad about their game. But the tape is the tape.
I don't see the arm strength.
I don't either.
That's all it is. It's accuracy in the head, but.
But then you have to. But that's and I catch myself doing the same thing because in that same regard, it's accuracy, right? But when the guys can throw it 60 yards down the field, they still can't do the things he can do well, which is the intermediate stuff. And when you're at a backup guy, that's what I look up in a backup graded quarterback, intermediate throws.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to try to go out there and run home runs with you. We're just going to try to bring the ship home and land the plane. That's what I think. Because I think that's why he's going to get the benefit of the doubt because of his intermediate throws. What do you think?
Yeah, he's good there. He's good in the intermediate areas. So he's a good backup, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think backups are day 3, in my opinion. If I was a GM.
Exactly. That's the thing. I think more people are starting to to kind of realize or get on the board with is if you are not a starter, we're not going to probably take you till day 3.
I mean, it's just wasting a pick, really. And
Yeah.
that's,
And
I
that's
mean, not necessarily. You
and
need to go back up.
I wouldn't be on the same boat with you there if the NFL wouldn't get their head out their ass and allow more than 53 guys on the roster. I mean, 53 is just not enough.
Mm-mm.
2 backup offensive linemen when you got 5 on the field is just not enough.
No, not at all, man.
It's not. So if we had 60 guys, I think it's a sweet spot, plus the 11 on the practice squad or whatever. I think that's a sweet spot. So that's where they get stingy with those picks, man. That's where I get stingy with the running backs, and that's where a lot of these teams get stingy with their O-line and their quarterback. So we'll see how it shakes out. I'm still on the Ted Hurst first round. We might. I mean, what's the chances we see? Where's Brazel and Douglas at for you now? Wide receiver. Second round for both of them?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
I agree.
But a lot of receivers that got second round grades on, they can't all go second round. Some are going to fall.
And that's what I'm saying. So look, there's 3 positions that are going to hurt each other in the second round because they're just going to start taking them. Offensive tackle, quarterback, and wide receiver. I think there's too many of those that we have 2 second round grades on, and there's just not enough second round picks.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to see how it unfolds, and we'll keep you locked here. Catch us next Monday, and all the days in between at Home Squad Sports. Go to naughtypretzels.com, our proud sponsor. You can go to Naughty Pretzels on Amazon as well. Get them shipped to your door, all kinds of flavors.
Got them at some Publix.
Yeah, got them.
Not mobile.
Got him some Publix. Got him some Rural Kings.
Online, it shows up there on Publix. So I guess it's city by city, but check it out if you have a Publix. Maybe y'all have them there.
Yep, naughtypretzels.com. You can go find a store locator there near you and get you some Naughty Pretzels where you're just chilling, ready to watch the college basketball tournament, March Madness. Great snack, plenty of flavors. So go there, and we couldn't be more proud to have them as a sponsor and some new ones we're bringing along for the next season. So Dalton, man, Elite 11, heck of a time. Couldn't talk about it more. I think the post, our list is done over, I think around like 11,000 or something, 12,000 so far. So shout out to them there. I know some coaches are some of those. That's all that really matters, right? Is just making sure we get some eyes on some of those guys. We are at 12,000 on the list. So everybody keep on retweeting that and run it up. If you want to be featured on our Friday 5, if you're a player, send in your tape. I know we've gotten over 30 followers this weekend, just this past day, just getting some more tape, some more players. If you're a coach, send in your player. If you're a parent, send in your kid. If you're a teammate, send in your teammate, and we'll definitely look at it. We have scouted over 350 quarterbacks now, scouted a bunch of offensive linemen, and scouting kids every week. So, Home Squad Sports, we will catch you next Monday, and you all have a safe rest of your week and take care, and we'll catch you next Monday.
See y'all then.
Peace.